Am I supposed to bend my knee and allow you to see more? Yeah, bend over, or I will. Hello, and welcome to Kill Eros. This is a dark BL dating sim in which you play as Melrose Figueroa, a man who is convinced that he is cursed by Eros and thus unlucky in love. So therefore, he decides that he should kill the god of love. And along the way, you meet 3 otherworldly entities. Some of them are really nice, and some of them you should probably be a little bit wary of. Let's get started. Oh, it's pretty. I have too many imperfections. This dry, cracked shell that I live in each day. Unrefined hands claw that scratch when I cling to people, and eyes that bore into them full of greed and expectations. Insatiable. Unfadable. A mouth that incoherently spouts anything to keep them close. Lies. Manipulation. Deceit. Desperation. Selfishness. Possessiveness. Obsessiveness. Are these lovable traits? Can you look past them? Closmere City, alleyway, 3 AM in the morning. Bounding through the streets, rain pelted my skin. The wind whipped and tore past me, pushing against me with resistance. Back off! I'm so cute! I love the art of Melrose so much when I first saw him. My voice rang out through heaves of uneven breaths paired with the swift strikes of metal colliding against alleyway bricks. Not far behind was a set of rampaging feet splashing about the wet pavement with no intention of stopping. You won't get away from me. Why is the angry man so hot? Another swift strike, and the still echoed off the nearest pole I had only passed a second ago. My heart nearly tore through my chest. The sensation of 1,000 needles plagued the bottom of my heels, and the calves of my legs threatened to burst. My drenched jacket made it hard to move. Leave me alone! My shoe caught in a pothole on the sidewalk, throwing me forward. If I lingered for even a second longer, the next swing he gave would have landed on my left shoulder. Losing one shoe, I kicked off the other for better balance. You should have thought about that when I told you to stay away from Hendy. I didn't know who you were. It was true. I never met him a day in my life, but he hounded me anyway. Talking to him was like communicating with a wall. I don't care about your damn excuses. Running from him became harder. Crossing the city bridge to escape was out of the question, and I didn't know where to run next. My home was in the complete opposite direction, and I had nothing on me to defend myself. No opening to call the police. If anyone saw us, they did a damn good job of ignoring it. At 3 AM, most people were at home, sleeping in the comfort of their beds, and then there was me, being chased by some scorned freaking lunatic. Whoa, Asher, Melrose, this guy's hot. I hoisted myself onto the bridge railing and threw a leg over just as the voice rang out from an oncoming car. The headlights beamed a blinding light that stopped both me and my assailant in our tracks. Listen, Asher, let's just go home and stop this shit, okay? So you can tell me not to worry about him? Nah, no freaking way, Hendy. Did I get in the middle of like a couple? Did I cause a lover's spat? I'm sorry. Please, Asher, we can just go home and talk about it. I won't talk to him again. I promise. Am I a joke to you? You said that about the last one. Oh, Hendy, are you a bad egg? Well, with his back turned to me, I only had now to escape. I didn't think Hendy could calm him down for me. He was far too angry. I had to do something else or else he'd surely bludgeon me to death. So I took a deep breath and threw myself into the lake beneath the bridge. Now I'm in apartments. 5 AM. The apartment floor glistened freshly from the trail of water I had left behind. The landlady made it her personal mission to mop it up the moment I entered. She'd just waken up and seeing my state prompted her concern. Almost immediately, my body shrank into the couch like a stone, wet and cold against the cushion, far too tired to talk about anything yet. I laid there, wavering between consciousness for roughly a few minutes before one of the other doors in the apartment opened. Out came a young woman, my roommate and best friend of about 14 years now. What the hell happened? Why are you soaking wet? Take this off right now. She's so cute. She tugged at the back of my jacket, trying to peel me up from behind. Unfortunately, I was too tired to move. Can you let me lay here for a bit? Hell no. Get up. Ugh. Yeah, buddy, tell me. Is this Hendy's doing? I slowly sat up and leaned against the backrest while she took a seat on the dry cushion beside me. The last time we spoke, I told her I'd stay at his place for the night, so the assumption wasn't far-fetched. Getting me to talk about it was another issue, though. There was something humiliating about being in the same situation again. Not once, not twice, not even just a third or fourth time. Oh no, Mel. Frankly, the window for hearing any "I told you so's" had passed. I'd rather that we didn't make a big deal about it anymore. Molly continued to look at me with the same concerned face she always wore whenever I showed up looking nuts, waiting for me to tell her. Some guy named Asher popped over to his place unannounced and called us together. The situation got sticky after that. Marlo furrowed her brows and kept listening attentively. Turns out Asher is Hendy's boyfriend of 3 years. They've had this thing where Hendy apparently cheated on him before, too. Oh, what? So he made you walk home by yourself? Walk home. Yes, of course. Well, what did he do? The alarm on her face increased upon my remark. and the small sense of humor I felt about the situation drained away, replaced by disgust and fear. He didn't do anything. And by that, I mean literally nothing. His boyfriend chased me with a metal bat from his apartment to Casimir Bridge. For real? If I hadn't thrown myself into the lake, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you. He was literally trying to kill me. My god, are you okay? You're not hurt anywhere, right? Minus aching feet and stiffness in my back, no. Thank goodness. Seriously, what the hell? You need to file a report with the police, Sonny. It might cause trouble for Hendy. Earning that boy's approval is the last thing you need to be worrying about right now. That Asher sounds dangerous. Grandma's right, May. As far as I'm concerned, you need to cut him off entirely. I opened my mouth to retort, but she denied me the opportunity, grabbing a fistful of my soaked sleeves. We're not going to keep going through this. When they show their asses, you leave. Yes? May, come on. This is getting crazy. I mean, crazy is like normal for you at this point, but love isn't like this, dude. Well, it must be nice to know what that's like, right, Ma? Marlo shook her head and rolled her eyes, struggling to get her point across. Don't do that. Not now. Honestly, you don't need him. You don't need any of these jerks to keep tossing you around. Annoyance cropped up inside me, and my lips curled into a mock smile. It's so easy for you to say that. Look at you go. Stop being an ass, okay? I'm saying you deserve someone who loves you. Are we not in agreement on this? We are? Then what is your problem? I have to settle for what I can get, that's my problem. But you're so cute, I'm sure you can get anyone. No you don't. Miss or Mr. Right will show up. I believe that for you. Just like you believed in praying to what's-his-face for your current fiancé. His name is Eros, the god of love, and yes, I'm sure that helped me find Esmond. The reddening of her cheeks made the twisted feeling inside my chest intensify. I could hardly hold back the furl of my lips. A pure love that she found by praying to the very thing that held a long-standing connection to my family. But love, in almost every form, eluded me. So I just have to be loveless until the good old Eros shoots my future partner in the heart and says it's finally time for Melrose to experience genuine affection. No? What? You have people that love you, Melrose. I don't want people. I want a person. Then I love you. You and I both know that's not what I want to hear right now. Marlo couldn't look at me after that. It had taken everything in me not to say something even worse. She wasn't to blame for my poor luck, and it was wrong to take it out on her. As if it was. I shouldn't have said that, but deep inside it felt good. Okay, it's been a night. Before we, say anything that could, I'm sorry. No, not right now. Let's just go to bed, okay? Take these soaked clothes off, will you? Yeah, I'll see you in the morning. I mean, like when the sun is up. With that, she disappeared into her room and closed the door behind her. The landlady took a seat in the chair next to the TV, playing some late-night movie. She didn't look at me, but her body faced me. I imagined that she had something to say about our dispute, lecture me. Marlo was more like a granddaughter to her than I was a grandson. Don't think she enjoyed my upsetting her. You wanna yell at me, don't you? That discussion was between you and Marlo. It has no place for me. She grabbed the remote from the coffee table and turned the channel to the 5 a.m. news, making sure the volume was a soft murmur alongside her voice. However, I believe you owe her a sincere apology. You don't want to leave things like that with her leaving and all. Right, a fiancé meant changing everything we had. The boxes around the apartment were starting to increase, and she would be gone soon. Far too soon. Not that I hated Esmond, he was perfect for her. Sometimes too perfect. As if Eros had the time of his life finding her the absolute best match in the world. I'm happy for her, but it's something I've wanted for so long and, well, something else. We both came from nothing. But she managed to find someone who actually wanted her, and a quick little prayer to Eros made that happen one night. Laughable. But isn't entirely hard to believe. I rose from the couch and dragged myself to the fridge. We're running low on groceries again. A note I left for myself to deal with later. Instead, I took a can of beer from the lower drawer and helped myself to it. Now, that I'm gonna lecture you on. Beer at 5 a.m? You're starting the day off wrong, Sonny. Yesterday isn't over until I go to sleep. I dragged my heels towards the room behind her as she continued to watch the television. Under what conclusion? Can you imagine if Eros is actually just screwing with Melrose at the moment? And just absolutely messing with him? My own. Good night, Grandma. She gave my arm a light pat in passing. Don't sleep in those clothes. Okay. I went into my room and closed the door, surrounded by darkness and the sound of the ceiling fan set to low speed. I remember sitting down on my bed. I don't remember removing the wet clothes. Melrose! Nelman Apartments, 12 p.m. 3 weeks had passed since that incident. Marlo and I had long since resumed talking like we usually did. Hurtful words were the least of my offenses to her after all these years. But she warned me that if I ever responded to her declaration of love like that again, that she'd never say it again, no matter how much I begged her to. I considered that a fair punishment. The slowly overcrowded apartment started to feel emptier, and Marlo was spending way less time here. Walking into her room, I realized just how barren the space was. This was just a means for laying her head down while she was away from home. Her new home was with Edmund, across town where the people were nicer and the buildings were prettier. Just a prince taking his princess to his humble abode, leaving me to my own devices. I never truly lived alone before. There was always someone to fill the space. One may say even now I wasn't fully alone. I'll have yours done soon. You shouldn't leave them lying around even if they're clean. Yes, Grandma. Yeah, none of Grandma had anything to say about it. She lived in the flat next door, but since taking Marlo and me as tenants, she found herself in our apartment regularly. Nauman Apartments function primarily by her family. She's been running them for years, awaiting the day that one of her children returns to operate them in her stead. I recall her drunken declaration of adopting us as her kids after we'd first moved in. Something about how the top floor of the building felt eerie on her end of it sometimes. Regardless, it may not have been officially inked, but she made it clear in the way she spoke to us. Why are there so many crazed buffoons these days? Bless their hearts. I looked up from my notepad to find her blocking the TV with a hamper of what appeared to be my laundry still locked between her underarm and hip. What? She looked over her shoulder at me and pressed the power button on the TV before turning on the vintage radio that she gifted to us. A station of old tunes filled the room. Just the unusual being usual is all. Don't worry your head about it. The unusual being usual, huh? She approached me, rummaging through her pants pocket for something. An old, worn hand-sized envelope with some kind of sturdy thing inside. It took a moment to recognize it as a letter I received from a relative, one I'd thrown out years ago after being upset that they never reached out to me when my parents died. I hadn't seen it in 4 years. Where'd you get this? Just the other night, Marlo came to me and told me to give it back to you. She said she forgot she'd been keeping it all this time. She placed it in my palm and cracked a faint smile, her eyes twinkling with interest. You should open it, see what's inside. I didn't want to, feeling just to feel the same disdain as before. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. If not just to please her, I opened the envelope and pulled out a wooden case. A wooden case? What is it, a pair of glasses? A pair of glasses made with a prescription just for you. If it was, would you gift it to me, Sonny? I'd humor it. But it wasn't a pair of fancy glasses. In fact, it was a vintage rose gold fountain pen with a red shard embedded into its base. It's a very pretty pen. It looks priceless. Didn't you speak of something about this from your mother? I continued to stare at the item and recalled my mother's musing about an item owned by my great-great-grandmother, something that fueled the wild stories of Eros and my family. My mother always wanted it when she was younger, but my grandmother kept her distance from my great-great-grandmother because of her strange babbling and habits. My mother never got to play with her, let alone touch the pen. Yeah. Did Ma say where she found it? No, just that she kept it to give it back to you when you were ready for it. She said you'd thrown it in the trash. I did. I thought it was gone forever, but she had it. I can't believe this. What was the story behind that pen again? Something involving the tale of Eros and such? I know you two had a thing for mentioning it when you arrived here. Maybe you shouldn't be throwing family heirlooms in the bin? The tale of Psyche. The pen is a family keepsake passed from generation to generation, rather what's inside it. A smooth texture dragged across my finger as I directed her attention to the shard ingrained in the intricately designed pen. My mother once told me it had been a kaleidoscope at a point in my great-great-grandmother's life. It had changed forms across decades. Centuries even. The only consistent thing about the keepsake was the red shard embedded in it. The veritable treasure. Broken piece from Eros' arrow. It's the remnant from Eros' arrow. The one that Psyche took and fired at him once he'd gotten close enough to her. He caused her so much emotional turmoil. And when she was finally at her wit's end from all his mischief, she took her revenge by shooting him with his own arrow. I lost a lot of the story over the years, but contrary to the tale, my mother loved the story. And she loved Eros, going as far as comparing him to my father. Hard to believe a man as chivalrous as my father could be anything like that selfish clown of a god. Never had I seen him make my mother cry or suffer before their passing. They're a perfect match too. Is that the tale? I remember hearing something like he shot himself. You see, he felt that there was only so much he could do to give everyone true love and care. So he gave up his body to the earth to spread love across the planet. You sure you're remembering the right tale, Grandma? I don't know, Sonny. I hardly pay attention to that stuff as much as Marlo does. Young people are quite into the whole praying to the god of love thing than us single old folks. You didn't believe it in your youth either? No, of course not. To me, it was all as silly as fortune-telling and horoscope, but I enjoyed listening to my friends gush about it. Even my late husband said something about praying to meet me. Hopeless romantics are adorable. Not sure if that was just a hopeless romantic thing. Pretty sure people just wanted something to put their faith into. Eventually, she returned to her own apartment and left me alone, save for grabbing some food and drink or going to the bathroom. I did nothing today except scribble or scroll through social media. My days off were boring, if there were no plans to spend them with another person. Marlo was busy, and our other friends were more like acquaintances than someone I'd invite to drink or hang out without her. I just had myself as company. Occasionally, my eyes gazed at my phone resting on the coffee table. Guess he really meant it. Hendy hadn't sent anything since that night. 3 whole weeks of fighting the urge to text him, fighting the urge to call him, hoping that maybe he would reach out to me. For nearly 8 months, the two of us had been in an intimate relationship. I spent most of my time with him to fill the emptiness that formed after Marlo and Esmond became exclusive. He listened to me talk about being alone. He listened to me talk about feeling insignificant. He only listened. But did he ever absorb what I said? Did he even care? 8 whole months and he still didn't care about a single thing I said or did, only what he could get out of me. Ugh. A sour taste filtered at the back of my throat, and I reached on the wine cooler on the table to wash it down. My notepad was full of scribbles and scratches of tattoo designs. Listen here, Melrose, you are way too good for Hendy. You don't need someone like him, and to be honest, Asher doesn't need someone like him either. Designs I used to cover the potential mistake I made, but each one had some kind of visual meaning for me. The forms and shapes that came to my mind easily became evasive. Too many blanks frustratingly drawn. I couldn't focus on what I wanted it to look like. I couldn't create how I felt through the art. Annoyingly, my gaze kept falling onto the phone every so often. His number probably hasn't changed. I rubbed my left temple and clenched the pen in my hand, shoving my eyes down to the page again. Mate, do not call Hendy. We have way better options. Don't call him. I jumped into the lake. He probably isn't aware that I survived. Maybe he thinks my phone got damaged too. Don't text him. Asher's likely with him, so he probably can't spare a second to talk to me. Asher should break up with Hendy as well. In fact, both of you should just throw Hendy to the curb. If anything, Hendy is the one that Asher should be trying to kill. He doesn't care. He's probably trying to protect me. It's been 3 weeks since Asher tried to kill me. It's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Why didn't he at least check on me once? Maybe he already tried to text or call me. I extended my hand to the phone, feeling the coolness of the untouched screen against my fingertips. My arm shook and my fingers twitched, rejecting the urge to curl around the device. I can't. Wait, my phone's ringing. I snatched the phone from the table and the screen lit up with an incoming spam caller. Oh, screw you. I quickly declined the call and slouched against the backrest. The radio continued to rattle on. Music stations have changed to podcasts now. The windows behind me cast a large orange shadow over my form on the couch. Beside the radio chatter, there was the occasional sound of the fridge, maybe a thump from outside the apartment. But other than that, the atmosphere isolated me. I caved. I found his number in my contacts and called him. I called him 4 times. Each went straight to voicemail. I texted him. Hey, I know it's been 3 weeks since then. Wanted to tell you I'm okay. How have you been? Asher didn't seem too happy that night. Scene. I feared I was going to die. Scene. I probably would have if you hadn't shown up. Scene. That had to be tough for you too. I know you told him you wouldn't talk to me again, but did you mean that? No, I mean if that's what you want, but I thought you'd at least tell me goodbye. Before I knew it, my fingers had minds of their own. I sent every thought to him, coherent or not. I lost track of how many texts I'd sent, but with each text my chest clenched and pressure built in my head because I could see that he was reading them. He was seeing them all, but he wasn't responding to me. Why won't you respond? I can see that you're reading them. Do you really not care about me? Does 8 months together mean so little to you? My shoulders shook, my neck tensed, and my teeth gritted. He just kept reading and not responding. Was he even there? Honestly, I didn't know, but the rage welled up in me the longer he ignored me. Ring. I paused, stunned to see his number pop up on my screen. He actually called me. I don't think we should pick up. Oh, damn it. I answered after a few rings. Have you lost your mind? A chill ran down my spine at his tone of voice. The distant sound of music in the background led me to remember that he normally worked a shift at Solar during this time of day. Why haven't you called me? Texted me? Anything before now? You jumped off the freaking bridge. I was scared as shit. You were scared. And that kept you from reaching out. Yes, Melrose, you jumped in the lake. I thought you were dead. I hadn't heard from you until now. And this is how you come at me? Wow, you are awful. You cheated on your boyfriend. And you don't even have the audacity to apologize to me and Asher. Although Asher really shouldn't have tried to kill me, but still. You have Marlo's number. You didn't bother to reach out to her about it. So I can just tell her, I think your friend died. You jumped off the Quasimir Bridge. Are you serious right now? Yeah, you tell people. You're having a good time ignoring the fact that your boyfriend chased me nearly a mile and a freaking half from your apartment with a metal bat, aren't you? I told him to stop. I had the situation under control. You did too much like you always do. No, the problem here is you. Like I always do. Tell me. I'm listening. No, you're listening for something to get angry at. Not only do you sound like some crazed ex, you're being completely toxic right now. I hate this guy. I'm being toxic for wanting to hear that you cared about me. Wow. Do not raise your voice at me. I'll raise my goddamn voice if I want. F you, man. You didn't care at all when Asher was doing it. Stop. I'm not putting up with your behavior anymore. I have to deal with Asher and that's enough, so... That's enough for you. What, because he was with you longer? Or is it you're afraid he'll kill your ass if you leave him? Goodbye, Melrose. Live the life you managed to save. Yeah, and I hope you live a miserable life. I hope Asher leaves you and finds someone better. You're a piece of crap. The call ended swiftly, and all I could do was stare at my phone. Live the life you managed to save. I snatched a wine cooler bottle from the table, and the next second, it was no longer in my hand. Crash. The glass shattered against the wall next to Marlo's room. My vision blurred with damp streams spilling down my cheeks. He was lying. He just told me anything to sever the relationship. He never mentioned anything like that in the beginning. It was all an excuse and I couldn't be told otherwise. If I truly were a problem, he would have said so long ago. The one thing you cannot do is lose hope. Hi, Dr. Love. Aww. No, there is bliss in knowing that every person, every being, everything has someone. The unknown beset you with unpleasant feelings inside your heart. Jealousy, impatience, anxiety and fear. These are all things that are unpleasant for the human mind, but these emotions do not have to be negative. They do not have to be shunned. I implore you to feel them. But if you must, remember that here at Loveline, not only are we equipped to channel Eros' fate strings, we're also here to guide you towards a healthy relationship with yourself until you reach your partner. Eros. I sucked my teeth and stood up from the couch. Clack. At the same moment, the fountain pen dropped to the floor and rolled towards the entertainment. We have a 90% approval rate in our work, but with it comes a disclaimer that even if we tune the energies of Eros to find your lover, there is a chance you may not meet them in your lifetime. That makes no sense at all. However, you may be surprised to hear the success rate of those who pray to him. We're merely a bridge for those who are timid or skeptical, but the real magic is in prayer. So even if for a second you find yourself wanting to test the waters, please try. If not, know that Loveline Studio has its doors open for you. Now then, I will turn this segment over to my colleague. It's just some dumb cult bullshit. Eros doesn't care. Or maybe he does, but he certainly doesn't care about me. My eyes fell towards the fountain pen on the floor, gleaming under the dim light from the ceiling. I wouldn't put it past him if he cursed us. The whole family being cursed with singlehood or dying after love. Psyche was a beautiful woman who wanted to suit her, and he antagonized her, kept her lonely, scared away any other potential man that would want her. When she finally lashed out and nearly killed him, his fellow friends and Aphrodite tried to execute her, drove her to run for her life and hide. If she didn't survive, my entire bloodline wouldn't exist. If only she had struck him in the heart, maybe she would have killed him. The phantom pen continued to gleam under the light, and my focus landed on the embedded shard. It was his own bow and arrow that caused that to happen to him. The fountain pen bears the piece of the arrow she used. What if, for a single moment, I could finish him? What if I had the chance to kill Eros? Oh, I'm so excited to kill the god of love. Cosmere City. Streetway, 9 AM. Thanks for your patience, the traffic is kinda crazy today. Oh, don't worry about it, the morning rush is always difficult, isn't that right, baby? Goo. Need any help carrying it in? No, I'll just use my feet to nudge it. Take care now, okay? Bye-bye. Bye. I walked back down to the steps to my car parked along the sidewalk. Pioneer Express is a delivery service ranging from local restaurants, fast food and grocery stores. I make my own schedule for what days and what times I'll be working. So long as there are orders lined up in the area, I won't be hurting too much. Obviously this is temporary. However, like my love life, I don't have a career either. Besides, sacrifices are a given for paying the rent, especially if I won't be getting split with Marlo anymore. Alright, looks like the next one is a fast food pickup. The other night's insanity kept replaying in my head. Perhaps I had a little too much to drink, and high hopes of something largely impossible. But it wasn't the first time that I conjure up some bizarre idea, and it wouldn't be the last. However, the idea of using something like Eros as a punching bag was more comforting than cursing at my loved ones. Yeah, Eros is the problem, gotta love my ass. Cosmere City, Pedal Latte Cafe, 11 AM. Knocking out a couple more deliveries within the last 2 hours, I took a break and got something to eat. Hey, how you doing? What are you having today, Rose Boy? Breakfast sandwich special and the chia latte. Cool, will that be all? Yeah. There's your total. Let me get your receipt and your order will be ready shortly, man. The blue of the sky could fool anyone into believing it was a hot summer day, but the air was as cold as an early winter. The outside eatery at the cafe wasn't as packed compared to the inside. The birds chirped and cars honked in the distance. City life may not be nature-friendly here, but the mornings were the best times to relax and enjoy it all. Surely they'll have a pedal latte cafe where she lives. Esmond couldn't possibly let her down in that department. If they're not, that just meant common pop-ups from Marlo driving 104 miles to eat at this cafe would become a common routine. I tried to draw up some designs while I ate. I figured I'd start keeping the pen with me again after yesterday. Something to think about my parents through. Past innumerable amount of scribbled and scratched up papers were various intricately designed tattoos. They're pretty. When most people saw them, the first thing they'd ask if I was a tattoo artist, and I would say no. It's just a fun hobby, given I'd like to get them, even if they sometimes leave me feeling regret. Now it's time to figure out what I'll change this one to be. Oh, here's the moment, they're gonna do it. Huh? I looked up from the page and caught sight of the couple some tables away, hands clasped and leaning towards each other. Right before their lips touch, the cashier from inside calls their order number and one gets up to retrieve it. Oh, I was sure they finally kiss. The voice was loud and clear, but no one seemed to register it at all. I looked back over my shoulder to get a glimpse of who the onlooker might have been. What I saw was nothing I'd imagined. Oh my god. Whoa, that's very distracting. Also, he's so pretty. The art is gorgeous. It's definitely gonna happen today. They're a little shy, but they just have to get into the right mood. A large, bulky male with a sunlit smile and some strange getup practically towered behind me. If nothing else bizarre about his appearance alarmed me was the big angelic wings that protruded from his lower back. I'll just wait a little and see how the rest goes. Alright, this guy's drawing. Huh? At that very moment, he cast his gaze down, our eyes met. His eyes fluttered and flicked about when he registered I was looking at him. As if to make sure he was right, he leaned closer, to which I leaned back. Wait, can you see me? Hello? No shit, I can see you. Oh my god. Distracting. Wow. There. Hey, hold up. He tried to turn and make a run for it. I caught onto a small cluster of his feathers. Ow, stop, you ripped them. A strike to my arm sent me spilling to the ground with a couple of dislodged feathers in hand. Wait! From the cautious looks around me, my suspicions grew by the second, but I couldn't afford to worry about that. I hurriedly collected my things and chased after him. The chase led me up to the rooftop of some apartments where I found him shyly watching me as I joined him. Despite his enormous size, something about him felt innocent and cute. I snorted, feeling humid. Oh, sakura and strawberry? God, I love those. Are you done running now? I can't believe you're able to see me. Like, really, really able to see me. Yeah, I can see all your muscular greatness. Did my invisibility cloak fall? That can't be right. The couple and everyone else would have seen me too. You a human? Pretty sure I'm 100% human, but where are you? Me? Cupidine. Cupid. You mean the little angel baby with the bow and arrow? No. Is that what humans think we look like? Close enough, but I'm sort of not a baby, obviously. That you are not. His face reddened at my suggestive agreement. Oh yeah, get it, Melrose. But he carried on as he had before. You know, it's cool that you can see me. I mean, it's not like humans couldn't, if I just allowed them to. But we're really not supposed to because that may complicate stuff. How so? If humans could tell that we're Cupids, they'd be more likely to harass us while we're working. Scanning Cupids have a duty to ensure that they match all their assigned pairs per day, so we can't afford to let them see us. That and the other thing. Anyway, matchmaking is important and needs as few distractions as possible. So what were you doing? I was checking on one of my lovely pairs. Not to see if they're doing well and monitor their happiness. Oh, how sweet. An irritation festered in my chest, thinking about a set of love-granting angels flying around and making everyone happy. But not me. We just do what we can. Are you looking to fall in love with someone too? The way his eyes glistened as he asked me made my brow sweat. I couldn't hold his eye contact. I fixed my lips to deny him, but like a devil's whisper, the thought of Eros and my fountain pen seemed to entice me enough. Perhaps. I haven't had much luck with my love life these years. No way, that absolutely sucks, and please, pray to Eros. I'll be able to help you find your match then. We don't really have the right to go shooting people willy-nilly, but if your name pops up in the matching pool, that'll give me permission to find you a partner without trouble. Is it really that simple? Yeah, that's how we function for myriads now. That's wonderful. It disgusted me. How far up Eros' ass did I have to get for him to acknowledge my cries enough to send one of his little errand boys for me? If it were that easy, why have I failed so much until now? He had to have cursed me, denied me, locked me out. There's no way it was ever that simple for me. And right now, I find it even hard to accept such a dumb little attempt at a handout. Screw that. Tell me your name. I'll look out for it when you pray and make sure that I'm the one to grab it. Melrose Figueroa. Melrose. Melly. I'll commit your name to memory. He closed the distance between us and took my hand, clasping it between his own. It was so tiny within his hold that I felt self-conscious. Given you're my first human friend, I'll do anything I can for you. Don't worry about a thing, okay? You are so cute. You seem so sweet. Okay. A friend deserves to know the other's name. Duh, how could I forget? I'm so sorry, Melly. From here on out, just call me Icardi. Icardi the Scouting Cupid. Nice to meet you. The pleasure is all mine. Actually, I hate to leave though. I only had a little free time in between. If you have to go, then you have to go. I have to get back to work too, so you're not alone. Thank Olympus. Not about you or the whole being busy thing, but that I won't be rude to just... Honestly, how silly can you get? I'll leave before I fumble my exit any further. Bye. Up and away. He's so cute. With that, he flexed his large pair of wings and catapulted into the air with great speed. A pink heart-shaped tear formed in the sky and he disappeared into it, taking all signs of this exchange even existing with him. Icardi, huh? Assuming I haven't gone even more insane than I am, he's cute. You gonna boink him? A new Pioneer Express request chimed from my phone, and I left the rooftop along with the bizarre experience behind. Loveline Studios, 3 PM. Wait, isn't this where Dr. Love is? The traffic was brutal in this part of the city. Being the heart, it was bound to have the most activity. Some festive stuff caused them to block off several roads. That would have been a heads up to me if I actually dared to pay attention to this morning's news fully. I ended up having to leave my car in a parking lot up the street and walk down the sidewalk to the studio carrying the huge bag in my arms. As another person went in, I rushed in behind them to avoid getting stuck outside the door. Food deliver... was a receptionist. There was no one to greet me at the front desk, just an empty chair and a sign saying be back soon. I didn't want to wait around to ensure someone picked up the order, given I had other plans. However, the attraction of in-and out-goers was so frequent that someone could simply steal the bag if they wanted to, or maybe steal something from it. Fine. Whatever. I leaned against the desk, impatiently rapping my fingers against the wood. Eventually, a booming voice and commotion came from the back halls. What the hell was that? An angry man came storming past me and slammed his hands on the desk. Where did she go? She should have been back by now. Where the hell is our food? Food? The man looked at me and then at the large brown bag next to me. Yes, food. Is that it? If you order from Surf and Taco, then yeah. Hell no. What is going on? Where the hell is our food? I know. I got an order from Surf and Taco directed here, and I'm waiting for the owner to come and confirm it. The man scoffed and rolled his eyes, extending his hand to take the bag. Well, I'm the owner. Are you testing my intelligence right now? You just said you didn't order this. I grabbed his hand and flung it away, earning a glare from him. Why does that matter? Don't you want to leave anyway? Surely you have better things to get to. I'm sure you know that even if that's obvious, there's another perfectly good reason I'm waiting around for the actual owner. Look, I don't care, I'm hungry. Barb's hasn't gotten my team food, we're starving, so I'm taking this bag and we can deal with that disappointment when she comes back. I don't think you understand how much I don't care about your problem either. I won't be getting a bad review because you want to steal someone else's food. What are you, some damn food police or something? Yes? Especially when I have money involved. Man, I just want to be left with a 5-star review and possibly a tip. I have no hex to give beyond that. Give a hell about this, little man? The guy shoved his palm against my shoulder and reached his grubby hands into the bag. Immediately, I shoved him back and snatched the container. Ugh. No hesitation, the man punched me dead in the jaw and I fell into the counter. Oh my god, help! Are they fighting at the entrance? Is that Kevin? Man, what the hell? I hate when people assault wage workers, but also, Kevin sounds like a piece of shit. As the man attempted to have his way again, I grabbed his arm and pinned him down to the desk and twisted it behind his back. Ow, ow, ow. Yeah, serves you right. Now kick him. Ow, that hurts. It hurts so badly. Stop it. Crazy bastard. You punched me. You punched me in the face. Yeah, exactly. The man wildly threw his head back straight into my face, causing my nose to throb and my eyes to blur with tears. I relinquished my hold on him, reeling in the pressure exerted from the impact. Dazed, I took a few steps back and touched my nose, finding the palm of my hand stained with red. Oh, wait, hold on! As if realizing he made a grave mistake, the man held up his hands to surrender, but my fist still connected with his face, as deserved. I took him down to the ground, and when it felt like all of my restraint had just washed away, a firm hand wrapped around my raised fist. Sorry, I can't have this escalating any further than it already has. Wow. Oh my god. Oh, he's so... Look at his nails. Oh, he's so pretty. And that fang. And those horns. And oh my god. And his eye color. They're like pink and blue. Oh, he's gorgeous. Oh, I want him. Is he single? What size bra does he wear? I looked to my right to find a tall, unkempt man hovering beside me with a cascade of long pastel pink hair. Whether I'd been hit too hard or my mind was playing games with me, this man sported huge horns protruding from his skull and a pair of black wings. He wasn't human. Even more apparent from his eyes hidden behind the shades. I blinked a few times and rubbed my eyes, but his image remained the same. You're the one who delivered the surf and taco order, yes? Can you stand? Yeah. Allow me to talk with you for a moment. In my dumbfoundedness, I allowed him to lift me to my feet and lead me towards the back hall. Wait, what about me? He struck me too. I'm hurt and hungry. You started it. I hope you don't get your food. You deserve everything you just received. By the way, Bob's told me to order from there because her car broke down and she couldn't bring us the pizza. What? Why didn't anyone tell me? Stop looking for people to be angry with and feed your pothole. This way, sir. Oh, the open heart? I don't know if it's an open heart or just a tattoo, but that's so cool. Oh, I love him. He's gorgeous. I love the way Doki draws hair. It's so pretty. He led me into a studio room and eased me down onto a quilted couch in front of his desk. The quietness, compared to the muffled commotions outside, made me even more conscious of his strange appearance. His beating heart cavity was hard to ignore. Oh, so it is a cavity, not a tattoo. He must have noticed my discomfort as he immediately buttoned his shirt. Apologies if too much skin is uncomfortable for you. No, that's not it. It's the fact that your heart is out in the open. Skin. Was that not the issue? I mean, your heart. Your heart is... Let's see here. They should be in this drawer. Please don't kill me. He walked to retrieve some napkins and brought them back, taking hold of my face. It doesn't appear to have bled much. You should be fine. I assure you that such barbaric behavior doesn't take place here often. Kevin can be ill-tempered. I suppose today's hangriness got the better of him. There's no good excuse for it. But I hope you'll overlook what happened here. You should fire him. He gently wiped the blood away from the corner of my lip and my nose. With a light pinch, he gestured for me to blow into the napkin before retreating to toss it in his trash can. He physically assaulted me. On normal grounds, wouldn't someone sue? They would. And I understand if you want to, but I would rather you didn't. Don't want to get your precious studio caught up in legal trouble. Precisely. However, the studio's image is the least of my concerns. I'm just a busy man. I would rather pay you off myself than involve legal affairs. $1,000 and I'll shut up about it. Is that all? $1,500. Final choice? What the fu- 2,000. I'll write you a check for 2,000. I also left you a $20 tip and a 5-star review for gallantly protecting the food. Are you kidding me? He wasn't. He pulled out a slip and signed it right over to me to deposit with zero hesitation. It was then that I realized who he truly was. You're the radio host, Dr. Love. I was under the impression that you were aware of this already. I guess I stand corrected. You're different from what I imagined you'd be like. Many people say that. There's nothing else I can do for you. I wouldn't want to keep you any longer than I have. He sure is pretty. Yeah. He retrieved a card from his desk and handed it to me while adjusting his glasses. If you're aware of my show, then you must also know that we provide love consultations here. Therapy for my love life. And why do you think I need this, huh? You're giving off the energy of a single and struggling man. Hey! I wouldn't be struggling anymore if you just, I don't know, gave me some love. That was bad, Yinny. Oh, really? Do you find that funny, love doctor? I'm just offering to help you fix that if you so desire. An option, if you will. Thanks, I guess. Please hold your hands until you decide to actually receive my aid. Now, if you'll excuse me, I had to help myself to lunch before my co-workers gorge it all. You can eat normal food. Dr. Love raised a skeptical brow at me, but I decided to leave the conversation alone. Whatever I was seeing probably wasn't anything at all, or he was doing a good job of ignoring it. It was best to just leave. If I stayed any longer, his gracious gestures would take a turn for the worse. Do have safe travels to whatever your next endeavors are, Mr. Lawrence. He bowed his head and gestured for me to leave first. I quit working for the day and went to my car. As I got in, my phone vibrated with a text. Ma, I won't be coming home tonight, but I'll be over first thing tomorrow at noon. We can grab some food before we move the rest of my things. I can only imagine that she and Esmond were having a great time with no desire to end it soon. I grabbed the steering wheel and let out a loud sigh. I need a break. Let's go get a drink. Cozumel City, Solar Bar, 11 p.m. Dr. Love's check contributed to a night of fun at the club. I dropped off my car back at the apartment and walked the distance, and Solar Bar wasn't a very long walk. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't hope to see Handy. Since Solar had 2 locations, he'd work some shifts at this one too. Now that we weren't together anymore, I no longer knew what his schedule was, or if he even worked there anymore. All signs of his having been in my life faded, except for the tattoo of his name on my leg. Melrose, why would you get that? Handy's a freaking hater. I should change his name to look like a Never mind, that'd be embarrassing. Oh, you are so drunk. Are you gonna be okay getting home alone? The barkeep limited me to no drinks and told me to head home while I could still walk. But I tried to linger as long as I could for Handy. He never showed up. My feet swerved in a clumsy waltz down the streets of the night. The slight breeze of winter and the crisp, cold, fresh air in my lungs made me crack a smile. It also kept me aware that I wasn't at home or in the comfort of my bed yet. So that meant I had to keep moving my legs. It was just me and the dark street with only one singular streetlight, because the city was too busy repairing other things and fixing the other bulbs. Most nights this never bothered me, and tonight it wouldn't have either. But oddly enough, in my bliss, I felt a remarkable chill in the sixth sense that something had been watching me once I passed the last light. Oh no, I sure hope it isn't a monster. Bent over. My pace quickened. A set of heels soon joined the sway of my feet, fighting for stability. With a subtle look to my left and then to my right, there was no other person around me. Not even behind me. I reached for the fountain pen in my jacket and firmly clenched it in the palm of my hand. If push came to shove, I had thought to use it as a weapon. It does have a sharp nib. The apartments weren't too far away now. However, there was a cut through an alley that I needed to make. The not-so-subtle footsteps were still with me, yet no presence to be seen. Either my mind was playing games or the streets are haunted. Regardless, my unease wouldn't settle until I was at the door to my apartment. Oh, a cat? A pristine white cat bolted from behind the nearby dumpster, clattering lidded cans in its wake. It stopped in front of me, looking at my startled face. You're not the partner that's been following me, right? Unfortunately, I don't think so. I figured as much. You would give someone a heart attack skulking behind like that. Suddenly, my nose filled with the smell of a fresh bouquet, and a subtle hint of death. Without a second thought, I turned my head to see who was behind me. What the hell? What the hell? Just come at me and stop playing around already. I tried to keep my voice steady in hopes of keeping whatever or whoever it was cautious, but the fear and trembling inside betrayed me. I really hoped it was all in my head. After a couple of seconds standing there, nothing happened at all. I felt safe enough to turn around and... I wanted to talk to you. Oh no. But also, oh yes. Ah! Oh my god. Hi. Wow. Oh no. This is the one. This one. You mean the one with the long, dark black hair and the fangs and the gorgeous, gorgeous, tired-looking eyes? I lost my footing and fell backwards, but I didn't hit the ground. His firm hand gripped my wrist, slipping to clasp my hand and kept me steady enough to dangle. All day? What? You met the scouting Cupid and the forecaster today. I couldn't let the day roll over without meeting you myself. If they could, why couldn't I? You can do more than just meeting me. You wanna bend me over? I recalled the 2 instances quickly and refocused my attention on actually observing the tall man. The discolored hands, the sharp nails, the crimson wings. The dim glow of a beating heart in the opening of his blouse all showed that he wasn't human. I swallowed hard. Yeah, I'm sure I'll swallow something else that's hard. Feeling his other arm slip around my back to fix my posture. Now, I could have let you see me ages ago, but It's more exhilarating when the human eye sees what it isn't supposed to see. Who could have possibly known? He turned his gaze to the fountain pen still clenched in my fist and then back to me. I was stunned for words. Anything that came to mind turned to mush the moment I thought to move my lips. His stare felt as intense as a spotlight beam, as if every tiny action was being watched and observed. Cat got your tongue? No, but would you like to get mine? Sticks tongue out. Oh, the cat's still here. Was that not funny? You are here after all. He addressed the cat. I froze and watched as a simple smile on his face twisted gleefully with his next set of words. Oh my god. Wow. Oh, don't do that to me. I might just die. You know, your life has been full of amazing episodes. I didn't expect you to jump 3 weeks ago. You are always thwarting my expectations. I find that quite fascinating. Fascinating? What's more is that inside you is something destructive. Is it your wimwam? His fingers hooked onto the collar of my shirt and pulled me closer. Subconsciously, I grabbed onto him for support with my feet now entirely off the ground. The things you are capable of when you dare to let go. And just when I think you're finally going to cross the line, you never do. You sound angry at that. Do I? It's the contrary, actually. What do you want from me? Nothing but for you to keep being as you are and doing what you're doing. He let go of me and leaned down to my eye level. I will see what you intend to do with this new world open up to you. The world of higher beings. What are you? His expression flickered for a moment and he paused for quite a while before he responded to me. You're speaking to a god, but not the one that you want. I'm Vitale, a god of something. Something doesn't matter right now, but I know very well who the god it is that you want. Eros is who you want, yes? Unfortunately for you, that'll be difficult. I don't know. Oh, that smile. Oh, so distracting. Killing him isn't impossible, just difficult as of now. Horror filled my face as I pushed away from him, stumbling backwards. Just how much did he know? Actually, the true reason I'm here is to tell you that this wild temptation is achievable. Why? So you can laugh at my puny attempts to try something that ridiculous. His expression flickered again, and he paused before he responded to me as he did before. I'm choosing you to answer a question for me. Whether you choose to do it, succeeded or fail, I will have my answer. What if I don't do it at all? Are you not listening? I will have my answer regardless. Okay, but how do I... My confusion brought a soft smile to his face. One unlike the various others he'd been plastering on. As you would seek any other god in prayer. Or simply call my name. Because it is you, I will make time. Aw, thank you, I feel so special. Please don't kill me. It's really that easy with you people, huh? Perhaps. Nudging me with the back of his hand, he ushered me towards my apartments. Return to your home and sleep. No matter the decision you make, I will be there to see it through. I looked back at him warily as he faded before my eyes, as if camouflaging into his surroundings. Knowing that he was likely still there watching me made me more self-conscious, but knowing it was enough to get me into the building and to my apartment with ease. Select your route. Why is Vitale locked? No! Maybe I can't do him just yet. Alright, let's go with Dr. Love first, I guess. Dr. Love, Chapter 1. My weight dropped against the bed in my dark room. Unable to cave to the lull of sleep just yet, I couldn't stop thinking about Dr. Love's proposal. Maybe Vitale unlocks later. If you're aware of my show, then you must also know that we provide love consultations here. Therapy for my love life? And why do you think I need this, huh? You're giving off the energy of a single and struggling man. Oh really? Do you find that funny, love doctor? I'm just offering to help you fix that if you so desire. An option, if you will. Another option that didn't involve tracking down Eros and stabbing him in the chest. The mere thought actually made me wince. Not that I felt above it. In fact, he deserved it, but maybe Dr. Love was a bit of a sweet talker. Or not. I just want to continue believing in something a little more normal than attempting to kill a god. The more the idea comes to mind, the crazier it sounds, and so far, a way for a mere human to achieve. Vitale said it wasn't impossible, but that didn't guarantee that I would be the one to make it possible. I may have a few bolts loose, but not that many. I should stick to what I know. Loveline Studios, 7 PM. I'd avoided going all day, but I found myself at the front entrance anyway. It was just yesterday that I had gotten into a fight with one employee. Entering the building again after that felt embarrassing. Seconds away from turning on my heels, the jingle of the front door opening caught my attention, and that's when I saw him again. You came here. Hi. You're so pretty. Unlike yesterday, he didn't look to be some otherworldly being. He was as normal as a human would appear to be. Were you about to leave? I guess you don't take walk-ins. Come in. I can just come back tomorrow. Schedule an appointment like a person with common sense. No need. You're already here. I have time, so come in. He held the door and allowed me into the studio building. Leading me back into his office room, he unlocked the door and turned the light on. We took a seat at the desk, and he pulled out some papers. You really like to handle things on the spot. He can handle me on the spot. It would be a present waste of time for you and a future waste of time for me to put this off. Strange way to put it. You came all this way to talk. Why should I leave it for later when I'm still here? I suppose you have a point. So you're here to try love consultation, correct? Yeah, I'm single and struggling a lot. Yeah, my last boyfriend of 8 months was cheating on me. My aim is to fix that. You can fix it yourself. So, you should know some things about this process before you sign any commitments or documentation. I'm listening. Much like therapy, you'll have to be comfortable sharing details of your life with me. Not just romantic experiences, but delicate topics, even things such as your childhood. I thought this was about finding my partner. In this journey, I must understand you to understand where your link leads you. You're free to omit what you think won't be helpful to the cause. However, giving as much detail for discovering your love language is essential to revealing the threads to your partner. Now, I could give a general reading of the basics about you. The things you like and dislike, your favorite color, favorite movie, favorite food, but that can complicate results. I'll pick up a general area, but not a clear idea of who your partner might be. So the more information I give you, the easier it'll be to identify my partner. Essentially, yes. Now, everything you tell me will be sensitive information and held confidential for your privacy. Only you or I can access your files here, so you need not worry about the spread of your personal life unless you explicitly give us permission to use it. I stared at the papers on his desk and gave them some more thought. It was terrifying to open up with someone other than Marlo and Grandma, especially after trying so many times with past lovers. Now here I was as some love therapist asking me to do it again. But there was something about him, this casual yet professional atmosphere that made me want to tell him. It didn't feel like he hardly had any mind to judge me, but he was certainly covering the angles to make me feel safe. Do you have any questions? You can take your time if you need to. No, I'll do it. Are you sure? Yeah. Alright, before I have you sign that documentation, let's see where I can fit you in my schedule. I can fit you in my schedule, and by schedule I mean my I dragged the papers closer with my fingers and reviewed the terms and conditions as he looked through his agenda. I want to see you soon. Oh. How's 2 days from now sound? 1 PM? Nothing planned. Good. Then that time is yours. You may sign those now. I reached into my shoulder bag, pulled out the fountain pen and began signing the specified spots, but... Huh? I looked up to see that he changed in appearance again. He looked like a demon. This caused him to look up from his book. However, his eyes landed on my pen. Oh. Hi. Wow. He grabbed my wrist firmly and yanked me closer, staring at the pen alarmed. This pen, it has a shard. Let me go. The shard from Eros's arrow. You can't be. I said let go. Who are you? They're so pretty. Dr. Love, Chapter 2. Cosmere City. Pedal Latte Cafe, 11 AM. 2 days passed since my exchange with Dr. Love in his office. I was so confused about what I'd seen in that moment, I found an opportunity to break away from him. I ran out of the building. He called me once, but I didn't answer. I even contemplated blocking his number, unable to fathom whatever the hell he was. I met a Cupid, a proclaimed god, and now what? A demon. I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to find out that badly. In fact, it proved better for me to forget the last few days entirely. All of it was a means to fall further into insanity, and the last thing I needed was to have yet another reason people thought I was weird. Hey, May, Mara speaking. Do you read me? Huh? Are you on the same planet as me, or have you floated off to Pluto? I'm listening now. Yeah, now, but not for about 6 minutes straight. The hell are you rambling on about for 6 whole minutes? I took a sip of my latte and frowned at my phone screen sitting across from me. Marlo surprised me with a random video call of her settling into her new place. Cheese. I was talking about cheese. No, you weren't. I'm mad that you're at Pedal Latte right now. Then move back here and bring us one too, do me a favor. Or you can move here, where the weather and scenery is prettier. Cosmere is pretty too. Yeah, but it rains a ton there if you ask me. True, Cosmere was known best for its rainy days than anything else. But when Grace was sunny and clear skies, it was a beautiful place. Probably not as beautiful as the place Marlo lived in now, though, and there were the people to think about. While I had the decency to know some nice people, Cosmere had its fair share of shitty citizens. So it wasn't uncommon to see a random brawl or sit between a screaming match sometimes. I was actually asking about Grandma earlier. Oh, she's okay. I heard her son's coming to visit. Whoa, really? He would show up when I couldn't meet him. Come back for a few days, you'll be able to see him. Can't. Gonna be very busy meeting Esmond's family and setting up shop here. By the way, if you ever want to put your talented hands of yours to work on someone's body, I have a booth with your name on it. You know I never learned how to actually apply tattoos, I just draw them. And I will gladly teach you, or you can learn yourself. Regardless, you have a place in my shop. Now that you're here, I have to figure out who's going to tattoo over Hendy's name. She frowned a little and nodded her head at that. And I told her about my failed attempt at calling him again, how he utterly shut me down. We can arrange something one of these days. I'll drive there, bring you here for a couple of days. I'm sure the change of scenery will be good for you too. Might even find yourself a partner. Yeah, right. If anything, I believe the people there might be a little bit too sweet for my taste. Blink twice if they're brainwashing you over there. Haha, you're so funny. Seriously though, I want to see you shacked up and happy. Forget Hendy's boring ass and find you a good person to take care of you. You know I'm trying. I rolled my eyes but I still smiled. Her concern left me soft even when I felt angry and stubborn. She really was the only other person to make me feel special in the world. Oh, baby, you're back. How was your meeting? Oh, you're so cute. They're so cute together. They're gonna do one last check of the parlor repairs. The ceiling leak seems to be fixed. Who are you chatting with there? Who else? Hey, Melrose, how's it going? Hey, missing my friend that you took? Oh, don't start that. I'm sorry, man. You're always welcome to crash here when you want to see her, and I'm sure she'd love to pop by and visit you too. Not coming along? If you'll have me, of course. Her friends are my friends and vice versa. He's so sickeningly sweet to her. They're definitely that couple that you're happy to see and love but can't help but be disgusted by as a third wheel. At least for me. We talked a bit longer before more of his family came pooling in and I felt like it was time to get off the phone. Unfortunately, I missed the window to ask for advice about the whole love forecasting thing, but maybe it was better to just trust my gut. The appointment was later today, but I decided to ignore it. Casimir City, Solar Bar 9 PM. After working a couple of shifts, I stopped at the Solar Bar for drinks. I couldn't get wasted since I showed up in my car, so I enjoyed some non-alcoholic cocktails as a treat. There must have been a special occasion, given that there were more people dancing than usual. I thought of asking the bartender, but I settled for watching the boxing match on the television instead. Of the bars that I've been to, Solo was always the one I felt more comfortable in. It wasn't a space that drama occurred in too often, save for a couple of past blowouts of my own, that is. I recall getting into 2 bar fights here, and both had been with a significant other. Oh, I've been a good boy since then, keeping any further altercations outside the building. Ding! The jingle on the bar door caught my attention and I froze. It didn't cross my mind that he'd have a shift at this one today, but there he was. Sorry Clive, I was running a little late. I'm here now. You! I hate you! I turned my body opposite the bar and hurriedly tried to finish my drink. Morris. I felt his hand touch my shoulder and gritted my teeth at the universe deciding that he had to notice me. I continued to drink and didn't turn to acknowledge him. He's been here for like an hour. Tell the world my business, Clive. I sighed and continued to watch the TV. The faster I finished my drink, the faster I could leave. Can we talk? How long are you staying? Oh, now you want to talk. Now you want to speak to me. Leaving after this drink. He frowned and turned to Clive, whispering something into his ear, to which he nodded and gestured for him to go to me. Hendy came to sit next to me wearing a hesitant expression. Can you leave me alone? And the ice left. I finished my drink and abruptly got up to leave the bar, leaving my pay on the counter. I was doing everything in my power to cut him off. Even still, he followed me outside to my car. Can we please talk? There's nothing to freaking say. I glared at him, gritting my teeth. After harshly rejecting my feelings and blaming me for everything that happened at the bridge, why was he in my face now? That was the question. And yet he still stood there, twiddling his little fingers and beating around the damn bush. What? What do you want from me? I'm sorry. I was in a bad mood that day and it wasn't good. Asher can get really scary, but I'm happy to see you alive. Okay. Let's do positive first and then we'll do negative. Honestly, it was hard to hear him say that and simply take it in, but it was what I had wanted so badly from him. Some inkling of care, no matter how small it might have been. We couldn't have had a relationship for 8 months in which he didn't give a shit about me after all. I guess. I can understand. Asher kinda scared the shit out of both of us. Yeah, he and I have a complicated history. So answer me this. Is it true that the two of you were still dating, even while we were together? Yes. There's a reason for that, and I wanted to tell you about my shift. I didn't enjoy the idea of having our conversation cut after I asked an important question, but I understood the circumstances weren't exactly favorable to him anyway. The only reason I tried to duck so early was because of him, so I'll stay for a while. We can talk after your shift is over. Melrose, no! Damn it! And, oh, that's the end of Dr. Love's route. I'm gonna go back here and do the negative one. I felt like vomiting. What was the purpose of telling me this right now? I was trying to forget him. Besides, Asher's still in his life. It would be crazy to hope to rekindle anything with him, not after hearing how he felt about me. I couldn't do this again. Yeah, that's right. Are you done? Morris. Yeah, I'm done. Good night then. I opened my car door and got inside. Hendy lingered outside the bar until I pulled off and began heading home. Or at least that was the intention. I did a U-turn to head back down to the apartments, but as I drove close to the sidewalk... Really? Were you just waiting for me? Huh? A metal bat collided with my windshield, cracking the glass. Reflexively, I let go of the wheel to guard my face, my foot still on the pedal, and crash. Did I die? What the hell, Asher? Why don't you go after freaking Henderson? You know, the one that cheated on you several times? Instead of me? God damn it. Man, screw this. I want to do Icardi's Route. And then we'll do Vitale's at the end, given that it has to unlock first, I think. My weight dropped against the bed in my dark room, unable to cave to the lull of sleep. I couldn't stop thinking about Icardi's promise. Could this be the opportunity for change that I wanted? The hopeful sensation was merely the surface area of darker thoughts. Killing Eros was possible. I just needed to get to where he was. I just needed to get closer. As sweet as Icardi was, I pegged him to be gullible and easier to twist around my finger if I wanted to. Oh no, I don't want to be mean to Icardi. This isn't about love. I want revenge. Rolling onto my back, I sighed and stared at the ceiling. With a humble heart, I prayed to you, Eros. Please help me find my one true love. Desbier, matching pool. Icardi's point of view. Finishing my scout work and returning to Desbier, I sat beside the matching pool and intently awaited his name's arrival. I had to keep my eyes peeled. Any moment it could arrive. Melly is counting on me. He seems so sweet. Oh, I don't want to hurt him. My eyes watered from hours of not blinking, but my determination was stronger than any dry stinging. I had a human friend, and he actually needed my help. I made an actual promise, one that he could hear and affirm. I feel so bad. I couldn't bear the idea of giving him false hope. You're here already. Shouldn't you be resting? Don't worry about him. Icardi's always like this. The younger they are, the more energetic. Maybe he could show me exactly how energetic. I want to get a head start on my matching tomorrow. So you're still taking from those still getting assigned right now. Nothing says that he can't do that, but it is a little overboard. Then pick them already. What are you waiting around for? What? What are you asking me to do? If you're getting a head start, you only need to pick the names to do tomorrow, right? Just get them and go already. You're not being picky, are you? Of course not. I never even think of discriminating. Because it's against the rules. So what's your holdup? Mind your own business. Leave him alone. The newbies have their little rituals that they do before they pick. Maybe he was waiting for someone to join him. I could only smile at their back and forth, shifting my eyes to the pool. I couldn't miss his name. But with their constant talking, I worried that maybe I already had. What if Melly's prayer arrived before I came back? That would mean that one of the other scouting cupids was going to fulfill his request. What a baby. Come on. We'll pick names together so that you can run along. But I didn't ask them to do this. Are you sure? There's no reason to rush your process for me. Rush what? Why are you making this difficult? Just pick names. If I tried to stall any longer, he'd get even more agitated. He really wasn't any higher than me in hierarchy. But because he'd been alive for longer, he was practically my superior. Mind your own business! And all scouting cupids had to respect their superiors. Okay, let's go over here. We gathered up as many names as we could find, and in the end, I didn't see Melly's name. There. Now we all have a head start for tomorrow. You can go back to bed. Why are you being so hard on him, huh? Look what you did. He's not as chipper as he was moments ago. No, I'm not upset. Don't worry about me. The lack of energy just settled in. Do all cupids have their shirts open like that? See, that's why I said go to bed. Our sleep is important. You should value the fact that we can sleep even. The facilitators have it way worse than us. I'm sorry? Is this idiot apologizing to me? Oh, enough already. Let him be and let's go. We have other things to attend to. He looked like he had a lot more to say to me. I mean, a whole lot. But the other Cupidine was older than both of us, so he had no choice but to listen. I lagged behind as they began to depart, feeling disappointed that they intercepted my efforts. Instead of checking on the others, I could just visit him. Splash! Mid-thought. The matching pool had a fresh arrival of names. The other two had gone far down enough the hall that they wouldn't be able to get in my way. I hurried back to the pool and I couldn't hold back the smile on my face. Don't worry, Melly. I've got you. He's so sweet. Aww. Now I'm in apartments. 5 PM. Melrose's point of view. My back was aching from all the heavy lifting I'd been doing. We loaded the last of Marlowe's things into the moving truck, and she was on the road back to Esmond's place. We went outside to catch a movie prior and had a little talk, all of which I fought hard to convince her I would be fine. But after she was gone, I wasn't so sure. Melly! I jolted off the couch and fell to the floor. Ow! What the hell? Oopsie, that was not my intention. You're so cute. He scooped me up by the arms and sat me back on the couch apologetically. You didn't register I was here, so I had to make myself visible. What? I didn't register you. Yeah, it was almost like every other human encounter. My eyes wandered to the fountain pen on the table, and suddenly everything became clearer. The fountain pen allows me to see you then. Really? Wow, must be a pretty important item. What'd you come here for? I grabbed the pen and put it in my pants pocket. I couldn't have him getting too curious about it. Oh, I got your name out of the matching pool so I can find your partner. Isn't that cool? I finished all my other matches and I checked in on my other pairs, so now I can focus on you. He pulled out a white and fancy bow reminiscent of a harp and then drew the string back to form an arrow. The process might be a little alarming. I probably shouldn't have done it when you couldn't see me, huh? No worries, I just need to shoot you in your chest first and I'll go find your partner. Wait! I stood up quickly, startling him enough to lower the bow. What's wrong? Is it too scary? I was hoping you could help me a different way. Yeah, drop your pants. Different way. I closed the distance between us, joining him in the front of the coffee table. Raising a hand, my fingertips briefly grazed the bow before he put it away. Sorry, we're not allowed to let humans touch them. Understandably so. Psyche shot Eros with his own, and I doubt he'd want to repeat with his minions. Have you heard of the natural methods humans use to fall in love? I've seen it. From people who don't pray to be matched or believe in Eros. It's a lot slower, but just as cute. Why do you ask? You know who my partner is now, right? He furrowed his brow slightly, unable to look me in the eye before nodding his head. Do you actually? Yeah, how else could I find them otherwise? Then I want you to guide me to them. No arrows involved. I want to find and get to know them naturally. But you're too busy for something like that, huh? More personal than a little checkup to see how things are going? No, it's not that. I just don't understand. What's the difference between having our involvement or not? How do humans spark adoration without us, and what's so special? What does it feel like? Well, maybe if I understood, I could help you better. Or fall in love with me. He averts his eyes again. And I can feel like there's something more beneath his words, something that he's hiding. It doesn't seem like he has any intention of telling me though. Regardless, he gave me what I wanted. A way in. I'll teach you. Or better, I'll show you. But you need your partner for that. We'll find them together. But as we do, I'll tell you about my relationships. The good parts. And other people's. We'll study romance, I'll tell you how crushes work, how confessions work, how dating works, and the various acts of intimacy. Yeah. How does it sound to you, Icardi? He visibly swallowed, just like how I'm gonna visibly swallow him. And his gaze wouldn't connect with mine at all. He seemed to retreat into his thoughts, and for a moment, it felt like I wouldn't be able to get any further than this. Oh, what the heck, let's do it. It'll mean I have to spend my days even more meticulously to fit time for you, but it's worth it. I've always wanted to learn, and you're my friend, so I have to support you. Oh? Good. Then we'll have to. Oh my god, I'm just being hugged into him. Jesus, heaven, I say. Icardi rushed to wrap his big arms around me, hugging me tightly. My face pressed against his broad and soft chest. Well, I'm so excited. Like, really excited. Don't worry. I'll do my best to help you find them without spoilers. I can't believe I'm going to witness the full process. Thank you, Melly. You're so cool. Don't thank me yet. We haven't even started. I don't care. I'm grateful. It was overwhelming. The amount of overjoyed happiness that he radiated was too much. My face turned a shade of red, and I didn't know what to do with my hands as he hugged and swayed me. I felt uncomfortable, but it wasn't because of his actions. This just didn't feel right. Icardi Chapter 2. Now I'm in apartments, 2 p.m. With the newly formed pack, I continued life as normal. Icardi promised to come and see me whenever he had a free window, so all I could do was wait. In the meantime, I was growing painfully aware of how much I didn't want to stay in the apartment. The landlady finally had family to fly home to visit. She introduced me to her son for the first time, but he didn't hide his disapproval of me. It wouldn't surprise me if he were the reason she wasn't popping by as much. Mother found the time to call, and when she couldn't, we mostly talked through texts, some of which she'd seen but left unread. Regardless, we still talked, and that was okay. Poor Melrose, he's so lonely. I dropped my head on the couch pillow and grabbed the remote. Just as I was about to change the channel, Icardi phased through my ceiling. Found it! Let me guess, you phased into the wrong apartment like last time. It isn't easy to remember your exact location, other than it's on the top floor, Melly. I sat up on the couch and crossed my arms. So, what have you been doing? Right, I wanted to talk to you. His nervous look told me it was probably something important that he felt hesitant to share beforehand. Go on. About your partner. Oh, I don't... Stop. Whatever you're gonna say, don't say it. I was only gonna say, do not say it. He huffed a concerned sigh, then remained silent with a perplexed expression for a long minute. I had no clue what he was gonna say, but the possibilities terrified me to think of the words that he could. I don't know who your partner is. You! Oh, don't yell at me! I was so eager to grab your name from the pool the other day that I didn't pay attention to your link. What? Link? When I told you I knew who your partner was, I was lying. I don't know them yet. But that's where the new plan comes in. I still have your name. I can put your name back into the matching pool and it should link to your partner. Let's hold off on that for a bit. Why should we? I think that would be really counterproductive if I don't know. And you will learn. I just think we should spend a little time being ignorant so that you can understand the feelings I'm trying to teach you. Oh, is it lesson time? I'm all ears. Here, let me. Icardi scrambled to plop down on the couch next to me, reminiscent of an energetic puppy. He smiled and his eyes twinkled eagerly. Okay? So, humans don't have this whole extra sense or direct answer on who their lifetime partners or soulmates might be. Each day is a blind search. A lot of days, you may come up empty-handed. Icardi perked up, tipping his head off to one side as he enthusiastically intercepted my talking point. That's why praying to Eros is easier. It eliminates having to find them yourself because we do our best to unite you. That defeats the point, but it makes it for an easier time, I guess. True, but that's not how humans who prefer natural selection nor those that don't believe in Eros want to handle it. Little by little, you're living your life. There may be highs and lows where you're wondering. Wondering? I trailed off into an unwarranted train of thought much to Icardi's curiosity. Eyelashes battered with anticipation for me to continue. Before I could become any more zealous about it, I pulled myself together, wondering when your lover will arrive and then one day you run into someone. You don't understand it, but there's a spark and suddenly you're seeing them often. You gain to know this person. Does it make you happy? Yeah. Ecstatic. The more time you spend with them, the more you learn about them. The more they learn about you. Any fear or reservations you had, secrets you've held are all given to them. And they take good care of you, right? In an ideal relationship? Yes, they do, and you sit and assess the time you spent together. Whether long or short, and then the golden question comes. Will you marry me? All too excited, Icardi interrupted my train of thought, and I couldn't help giving him a wry smile. Not quite. I meant it could, but that's not where I was going yet. Excuse me, sorry. The golden question is whether this person is the love of your life. Is this person made for you? Are they your soulmate? Your one and only? That sounds magical. Yeah, even so, he appeared to be rather thoughtful about what I said. Hard at thinking while tapping his chin. But it's not so different. If you pray to Eros though, we don't disclose who your partner is to you. Isn't it the same? No, it's not. Because you already prayed for it to happen. If on the same day or the next day you mysteriously run into someone, your mind will think, Eros answered my prayers. You're my soulmate. So no, it's not the same. It's magical, but it's not the same as taking shots in the dark and getting a lucky strike. Maybe it'd be better if you had a love forecaster then. Funny you say that. We do have one of those. Love forecaster. They go by love forecasters and Thespiae, but in the human realm they're just consultants. Like Dr. Love? Oh, you met him. Yeah, he and some people that work with him are Thespiae's oldest forecasters. They're the closest to the method you're talking about. They kind of prepare you for your partner, tell you where you might find them and what they're like. But they don't interfere or help you find your partner in the world, only guide. Wow. Eros really does cover all his tracks. Enough to have his hand in almost every little affair, huh? I guess you could say that. They're a lot closer to humans than the rest of us. It's unfortunate how they're treated, though. How they're treated? Well, hierarchy stuff, you know? They're just as efficient as their jobs as anyone else. I'd totally recommend it if you weren't already asking me to help. Please don't change your mind, by the way. I know they're probably easy to work with, but I'm already here. He all but shoved himself into my face. The desperation formed through into a little pout. Of course he didn't need to worry about a single thing. I'd be stupid to switch my plan when this one was more within my control. Whoa, relax. I have no intention of asking anyone else. We're friends after all. I feel bad that I'm manipulating this sweet bub. Yeah, love forecaster, scouting cupid, facilitator. After a little more chattering, Icardi hurried back to Thespiae, and I gathered my notepad to detail everything I knew thus far. Thespiae is the realm where these cupidine preside, which means Eros is there. They have a structured system for their matchmaking in a hierarchy. Icardi is a scouting cupid, but his status must be higher than a love forecaster. Given his statement about them being closer to humans, he was likely stronger too. I needed to find out more about his capabilities and potentially get him to bring me to Thespiae. Thespiae entrance. Icardi's point of view. My heart has been pounding since Melly told me about the feelings humans get while building attraction. I've watched many couples fall in love by Eros so many times. It's always amazing, but I wonder what that's like too. The amount of devotion and dedication to a person. To think Melly has experienced it so many times makes me wonder. Wait, I'm back. The partner. Had to do it before I forget. He never said I couldn't find out. He said he didn't want me to do it at that exact moment. I think. Regardless, I need to know who his partner was in order to guide him to them. I made my way down the pools, greeting fellow Cupidines until I made it to the quarters of the matching pool. It wasn't as empty as the other day because of the time, but I found a space where I could linger alone. I kneeled down at the edge of the water and glanced to either side quickly. You again? Yeah. I retracted my hand from the pool and looked up to find the same Cupidine that badgered me before. Hey, how are you? Peachy. Why can't this Cupid mind their own business? He kneeled next to me and looked at the names in the pool. That's good. You're a workaholic, you know? I saw you already taking care of your shift for the day. Yeah, and? Oh, that. I just love helping humans fall in love. Yeah, well, you shouldn't get too involved in it. It's okay to love your purpose, but we have rules to follow too. To be honest, I didn't understand why it was so bad to be concerned about our pairs. If we put them together, it should naturally make sense that we want to see them thriving. Yeah! What the hell is this guy's problem? I know. Glad you do. Wouldn't want another case like that other Cupid months ago. He narrowed his gaze pointedly at me and my shoulders tensed. Just do as you're told, okay? I'm not bullying you. So don't go crying to the other guy about it, got it? Mind your own business. Okay, good. So go back to your room. But what part of do as you're told isn't connecting with you? Alright, sorry Melly. Finding his partner would have to wait until this Cupidine wasn't around. I The guy sure does annoy me. Higgy's grocery store, 10 AM, Melrose's POV. It was getting hard to scrape together meals, so I had no choice other than to make a trip to the grocery store. I hated shopping at the overcrowded Higgy's, where a battle would ensue over everything that I would need. But mornings weren't like that, thankfully. It was emptier and easier to grab what I wanted. The process was still a lot slower than usual, however dwelling on it was no good. Really? Didn't expect to find you here. You say my name was such a delight. Why wouldn't I? I'm happy to see you. It's just early in the day and your sunshine is... It's bright. So, what are you doing here? I glance around us, noticing other shoppers. None of them seemed to be aware of his presence, so I figured the pen is at work again. I pulled out my earplugs and put them in my ears, then began pushing the cart. Oh, I had a match to make here. That cute pair over there. He pointed to a store clerk and a shopper, having a clumsy exchange in the aisle across from us. I see. I could spare some more time to talk to you. The next pairing won't be in the same place for a couple more hours. How does that work? Getting them in the same place? Well, that comes in file with the link. Every time in place, they'll encounter each other. Some people have a flaw of encountering each other years later. But with our system, we can actually speed up the process through compulsion. Compulsion? Putting the thought of going to a particular place in their head. What? They'll meet eventually. That just makes it easier for those who pray and want their love found faster. It made sense, but the idea of that sounded so impersonal. I guess he noticed my disapproval because he cleared his throat. It's not as bad as it sounds verbalized. It probably sounds forced, huh? Even you can pick up on that then. It's just I've been thinking more about what you said about the method you labeled natural. And? I think it might be more magical. I still think both methods are wonderful though. Just imagining falling in love with someone makes my heart shake. Why just imagine? Can't you just... Why is that bag doing that? I saw a woman freaking out while looking in our direction. I turned around to see Icardi holding a large bag of cheese puffs. Oh no! Of course I could see him clearly, but the average human probably just saw what the woman was seeing. Icardi! I turned to take the bag from him and put it in my cart. That bag was floating, right? Nah, it was on a tall rack with an extended hook. Oopsie. Oh, thank goodness. I thought the store was haunted for a moment here. I waited until she was gone, then continued to push the cart, grabbing the rest of the things I needed. However, that didn't go as soundly because Icardi couldn't keep his hands off things. What are you, a child? By human standards, no. What kind of answer is that? Most of my superiors are myriads older than me, so I'm just a kid to them. Regardless, stop touching stuff. Everything you grab, I end up putting in the cart. But I've seen my peers eating these things and I've always wanted to try them. No more, this is all I'm buying. Be glad that we're even getting these. Thank you, Melly. His vibrant smile made it hard to be irritated at the amount of extra money leaving my wallet. I packed everything into the backseat of the car and got in. But I didn't expect him to sit in the passenger seat. Oh, he's like a puppy. I've never been in the car before. Trying to experience all your firsts today. You're my only human friend. Only you can help me with this without turning it into a stealth mission. Just make sure you behave and don't put your hands over here or anywhere that can block my line of sight while I'm driving. Roger. Icardi was full of oohs and ahs the entire ride. It was hard to not keep my eyes on him and his cute reactions. He gushed about how smart humans were despite having a pair of giant retractable wings for him to use. Every speed bump made him cheer like it was some roller coaster, and he was obsessed with the windows. Hey! Keep your body in the car! Aww. Icardi. Boof. It can see you? Animals are free to see us. We only hide ourselves from humans. I am not howling. Now I'm in apartments. 11 AM. After the ride back, it took a bit of time getting the food upstairs and into my apartment. 2 trips nearly turned into 3, if not for Icardi butting in. Here, let me just do this for you. He touched my shoulder and suddenly we're in my apartment room. My knees buckled and I dropped to the floor with the remaining bags. Whoa, are you okay? I should have warned you first. I'm so sorry, Melly. Don't worry about it. I'm surprised you didn't think to do that earlier. Well, you're pretty hard at work already. It's probably for the best. We'd be lucky if no one was paying attention. We're on the side of my car after all. If anyone saw us teleport, it was likely the residents of the apartments themselves. We know for sure if someone approached me about it in the later days. I should probably go check on the rest of my pairs before the next one. Don't feel obligated to stay. You're so easily dismissive, Melly. If you have to go, then you have to go. I guess so. He didn't sound too enthusiastic about that. Helping others took up most of his time. Mundane things are likely a foreign concept. I grabbed the bag of puffs from him and handed it to him. Whenever you get a break, just come here and rest. I can't do that. I'm supposed to be helping you when I'm here. Consider a part of me helping you then. Here you can learn about what it's like to be a human. It's so distracting. He's just got everything out. Really? I won't get in your way? Of course not. You're so kind to me. He embraced me in a hug much like the first time. And like before, I felt strange accepting it. He didn't linger much longer afterwards, disappearing through the ceiling with a promise to see me again soon. I figured that at this rate, I'd be able to move my plan along slightly faster. It was the perfect opportunity to gain more of his trust. I began putting the rest of the goods away when I noticed something black on the floor. A black feather. Did Icardi dropped this? The only other person that has black feathered wings is Dr. Love. Because Vitale has red wings. Cosmere City, Pedal Latte Cafe, 3 days later at 3 p.m. Ever since that day, Icardi has been showing up even less. I was beginning to think that I had suggested something I shouldn't have, but when he did show, there was nothing different about him, other than the occasional drop of a black feather from his pure white wings, that is. It doesn't register with him when he sees them. Or he doesn't make a vast deal of them. Oh no, this might be bad. He only apologizes and plucks them. I don't know why, but they give me a bad feeling. Did you hear about Loveline's studio being packed? Yeah, it's always like that around this season. You'd be surprised to receive a consultation. Valentine's FOMO? I mean, yeah, it's hard to get in a relationship these days where it feels like everyone has given up. You're saying that as if you called in. You didn't call in, did you? No openings until about 3 months. It's gonna be a lonely holiday. Jeez, if even Dr. Love's place saw an influx of work, then Icardi had to have been working overtime. Order up, Roseboy. Oh, thanks. I left the cafe with the order and headed out to the delivery location. It didn't exactly come as a shock that the address was my apartment, but it was nice. Saved me the trouble of having to cut into my work to stop at home for a bit. It wasn't a thing that happened often, that's for sure. The first knock hardly landed before the door opened, and my face met with a flush of cigarette smoke. Oh no. Oh my god. What the hell? Okay, oh my god. The slutty half gloves? Okay. I know that this man is likely a side character, but can I have him? He has green eyes and they're sharp. And black hair. He's so pretty. Are you single? You know, when I saw that Melrose Figueroa was a deliverer, I'd imagine it'd be you. Oh no, why are my eyes like that? Why is my expression like that? What am I doing? There had been the slightest thought that maybe, just maybe, the person had been the one I'd known. I wanted to believe otherwise. The world was small and of course, I wasn't so far away that the possibility of seeing him was none. But could my luck really be this shitty? Here's your order. Is it an X? I shoved the bag and drink holder forward with a loose grip, forcing him to act fast to ensure that they didn't fall. Wait, don't be like this. You made it clear to me how you felt about me years ago. It was years ago. We were like what? 18? 19? Oh, he is an X. His eyes are gorgeous. So, you giving me the young and dumb story. It's true, I mean look at you. Still as gorgeous, if not prettier than the last time we were together. He gives me a once-over with his eyes and smiles a hefty smile. If you think I'm gonna be flattered after you also labeled me a psychopathic redhead, then you're mistaken. Holding grudges is attractive. Oh no. This man is absolutely trouble, and unfortunately, I think I'm kinda here for it. You're a shitface. Just come in here. Come hang with me. Nuh-uh. I go into your apartment. Hanging out is gonna turn into you folding me into an origami swan. It's gonna be mating press season if I go into your room. I'm on the clock. Don't have time. We know you can make time, Mel. I tensed up at the use of that nickname, clenching my fists. I felt his middle finger extend to brush my wrist. With the food still in his grasp, he leaned forward and hovered close to my ear. His breath tickled my face and the smell of tobacco reached my nose. Though I hated it, there was a wash of relief that settled in from the familiarity. It doesn't have to be long. Just some reminiscing. Why? Do you only take like a minute? My earlobe passed through his lips and his teeth grazed enough just to make me shiver, and pinch my eyes closed. Oh no. Okay, let's be a big hoe and do positive first. For the briefest moment, I felt the rage bubble inside me, and my hand took a hold of his throat against my better judgment. Having caught myself, I retracted my hand and stared at his bewildered expression. I didn't mean to do that. You're always into that kind of kinky stuff, so I'm not surprised. Whoa. Oh, the eyes going like slightly half-lit. Look. What? Come here. Yeah, okay. Yiddy! We're bang-a-langing behind that door. He quickly placed the delivery onto a table next to the door and grabbed my jacket collar, tugging me inside. It was a swift action. Swift, as I remembered it. Yay! Alright, back to negative. Negative influence. No! Disgusted, I shove him back, rage winding into my clenched fist before I swing it viciously. I expected to connect with his face, but I found myself struggling to launch forward. Something was holding me back. It wasn't myself. I wanted to let loose. Let's run. Huh? Icardi tugged me away from the door and made a break for the staircase. His presence left me so disoriented. Still, I was relieved that he stopped me. Interesting. And it's time for Vitale's route. I'm so excited. I'm so keen. Vitale Chapter 1. Yay! My weight dropped against the bed in my dark room, unable to cave to the lull of sleep just yet. I couldn't stop thinking about Vitale's words. Killing Eros was possible. But why would he tell me that? What does he truly want me to do with that information? He even told me that he's always here, always watching. Part of me doesn't believe it. Perhaps he's playing a sick joke on me to pass the time. He seemed like someone looking to be entertained. He said he'd appear if I called him. I didn't want to, but I felt curious. Would he really come when I called? To a little old human? How do I get him to come here? Vitale, are you here? It felt strange to say out loud, almost like a ghost hunt. If you're here, please come out. I cringed, and it didn't appear that he was coming at all. My room remained quiet with no sign of him in the slightest. Didn't work. My body stiffened as my eyes scaled to the closet. Oh god! Why am I closet? Also, he's so hot though. You're so pretty. A pair of wide eyes stared back at me from inside. I felt the scream bubbling up into my throat. Before I could leave, my eyes grew heavy and my consciousness began to slip. Shh. Quiet yourself, dear Rose. I need to speak to the entity behind you. The what? The entity? Sleep. Whoa. This is awkward. I'm not sure how you managed to get here. Is he talking to me? But like him, you're not ready to see this through either. There's an order of operation to these things, you know? As much as I'd love to let you embark on this journey with me, you're not met my conditions. Therefore, you cannot pass. I think he's fourth wall breaking and he's talking to us. Positive influence. Yes. To understand all this, to understand me, you must see everything properly. Thank you for understanding that patience is key. I look forward to the day when we can watch what Rose does together. But now it's not that time. You haven't left yet. I would keep you company. But even I don't have that luxury, dear entity. So long as Rose rests there, I cannot allow time to move any further than this. Now, since I cannot seem to remove your presence from here, I will simply remove us. Be not afraid of the dark. It'll only be for a little while. Vitale retreats back into the closet door, taking Melrose in his room with him, leaving your gaze to avoid of nothing. Well, that was interesting. Oh, I kind of wish there was more Vitale, but that was still very, very cool. I didn't expect a fourth wall break. Now I'm really excited for Vitale's route, because I feel like he might be the most messed up one out of all three of the love interests. Alright, let's go back here though and do negative. Ooh, interesting. Am I supposed to bend my knee and allow you to see more? Yeah, bend over. Or I will. His eyes lighting up is so pretty. Your attempt to pressure me is adorable. My conditions have not been met, and I will not jeopardize my plans to satiate your curiosity. But I'm ever so curious about you and I find you so hot. I'll be here when you've seen and understood as much as you can about all this. About me, I tell you to get out, but alas, I cannot make you leave. But thankfully, we do not have the luxury to stay. Vitale retreats back into the closet door, taking Melrose in his room with him. See you around, dear entity. We'll meet again soon. Your gaze is left to avoid of nothing. Gosh, that was so cool. I love that. I've been so excited for Doki to release this game for such a long time, and I'm a big fan of Doki's art. But that is a full playthrough of the demo for 2 Kill Eros, including the routes for Dr. Love, Icardi, and the little snippet for Vitale. I hope you guys like that as much as I did. I am so intrigued. I think the premise of Melrose being Psyche's descendant and potentially being cursed by Eros is really, really cool. I'm very interested to see as to what the reality is, whether he is actually cursed by Eros, like whether Eros is actually genuinely really petty and doing that to him, because he definitely does have a string of bad luck, and I do feel very bad for him. The love interests though so far are so interesting. Icardi, I actually feel really bad about because we're deceiving him to get to Eros, and I feel like there's going to be some angst there. Dr. Love is interesting. I feel like he's quite, I guess out of like him and Vitale, he's like the nicer one, but I can't help but feel like he's hiding a lot of strength, and when push comes to shove, I feel like he's going to be really scary. Vitale, however, does not hide the fact that he is a red flag and probably very dangerous. It's interesting that Vitale has the ability to break the fourth wall and to address us as the player directly, and I'm really keen to see how that plays out in the future games. But so far, I have been absolutely loving my time in this, and I can't wait to play the next chapters. Let's check out the extras as well. Oh, there's character sheets. So actually, let me move myself down here so you can read them properly. So Melrose is 28, 5'3", hey, that's my height. May 2nd, he likes clubbing, doing it, tattoo designs, taking walks, latte beverages, purple, dislikes getting into fight, unfaithful partners, most of his exes, and Jenga. One fact, quite headstrong and emotional sometimes to a fault. Despite this, feeling so deeply allows him to resonate and to try and understand others easier. Except this can also lead him down the path of extending blind faith in those unfaithful. Thus his reactions to these reveals vary in explosiveness. He's a delivery man and he takes his job seriously, but hey, his special God-given skill is designing tattoos. Wink. I wonder if Melrose is like not human and he just doesn't know it yet. Icardi? Icardi's so cute. He's such a cute little like golden retriever type. Age young old 6'2", Feb 20th. Likes people watching, games, rom-com TV, cheese, making friends, orange. Dislikes being yelled at, breakups, sitting still, horror films, wasted potential. By all means the most friendly person to befriend. No wrong could come from having this one in your corner. Do be mindful of the way you treat him and the changes in the air, of course. Yeah, I feel like we need to be really careful about like being nice to him. Because I feel like the meaner we are to Icardi, we kind of risk him like corrupting. And I feel like he's going to be terrified if he does end up becoming bad. One fact, he is always a good boy, one way or another. Well, interesting. Look how cute he is. He's so cute. Dr. Love. Age, ... 6'5". Guys, tall. September 24th is his birthday. Likes working, sleeping, coffee, bed, blue, gossip circle. Dislikes overworking, overtime, being micromanaged, tidying his clothes. Is that why they're always unbuttoned? Not as cold as his frigid appearance, a workaholic by nature but sometimes by choice. In spite of this, a good rest is always a treat for him. Does he think about anything else but these things? When life is as simple as this, with no real need or want, there is little to concern himself with. One fact, he's quite the rich man, never in need of anything. That explains the $2,000 he just gave us. Vitale. Age, finally aged, 6'6". Huge. Birthday July 5th. Likes cute and defected things. Me? Is that what he thinks we are? Flowers, small things. Like Melrose, emotions, love, sweet food, cartoons, pink and observing. Dislikes most of the other gods, the sinners, and Valentine's Day. Interesting. Being shrouded in mystery is the entertainment for this god. One has to do what they can to manage such a long-lived existence. Although seemingly jestful and unserious, stepping into his shoes is no small endeavor, and he is dead serious about his work. Dead serious about his beliefs, no matter what it is. He only asks that you trust him. Are you the god of death? He's the best comfort during a hard time, even if he may be the cause. That's so interesting. Oh, he's so pretty. I'm really excited to find out more. Gosh, I love this. But thank you so much for playing through 2 Kill Eros with me. I hope you guys liked it, and definitely check out the game I have linked in the description box below. If you guys like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video. And also, if you'd like to support the channel, I've also linked my Patreon in the description box below. Subscribing will give you access to exclusive playthroughs, uncut reactions to spicy scenes and visual novels that I play, spicy art that I draw, and also sneak peeks of some of the games that I make. Thank you so much for your support, and as always, take care.